chosen one, lean in for a moment because this message is meant for you and you already know it deep in your spirit. Before we go any further, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and stay connected because what God is about to reveal to you is not ordinary. This is divine timing. This is a calling. This is the moment your spirit has been waiting for. The moment heaven aligns with your steps. The moment when God interrupts your routine to whisper, "I am speaking directly to you." You may not realize it yet, but something in your life is shifting. Something powerful is forming behind the scenes. You might have felt the tension, the restlessness, the strange heaviness followed by unexpected bursts of clarity. These are not coincidences. They are signals. They are spiritual indicators that a massive change is coming, and God wants you prepared. Many times, the chosen ones feel isolated before they feel elevated. They feel the shaking before the breakthrough. They feel the confusion before the clarity. And if you've been experiencing any of those things lately, if you've been sensing something shifting in your relationships, your emotions, your dreams, your routines, it's because heaven is rearranging your path. God is separating you from what can't go with you into the next chapter. Maybe you've been losing people you thought would stay forever. Maybe you've been facing battles you never asked for. Maybe you've been waking up in the middle of the night with a strange kind of awareness you can't fully explain. Trust me, God is speaking, not through thunder, not through lightning, but through the whispers in your heart, the sudden direction changes, the divine interruptions, the intuition that doesn't go away. God speaks to his chosen ones differently. He stirs their spirit long before he reveals the reason, and right now, he is stirring yours. Some people around you won't understand what you're carrying. They won't understand why your energy is different, why your priorities are changing, why you no longer find comfort in the things that once entertained you. But chosen ones rarely blend in. They grow uncomfortable in settings where they no longer belong. They outgrow environments before they outgrow people. And when God is preparing you for a massive change, he shifts your appetite, your vision, your desires, and even your patience. You've been feeling that, haven't you? The discomfort, the distance, the spiritual pressure, the call to step away, step up, or step out. You might feel like things are falling apart, but God is saying they're falling into place. You might feel like you're being pushed out, but God is actually pulling you forward. You might feel like you're losing, but heaven is saying you're transitioning. Let this truth settle in your spirit. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. That scripture isn't just meant to be read. It's meant to be lived, especially now, in this season of transformation. God is not in the business of confusing you. He is in the business of elevating you. But sometimes elevation requires separation. Sometimes breakthrough requires breakdown. Sometimes clarity comes after chaos. You are stepping into a divine shift, and God wants you to recognize his voice in the middle of your storm, because the enemy has tried to distract you, discourage you, and make you question your identity. But God is reminding you who you are: chosen, set apart, anointed for a purpose bigger than anything you have yet seen. Let me tell you a story, true, raw, and deeply human. There was a young man who felt like everything in his life was falling apart. He lost opportunities he thought were guaranteed. Friends he trusted suddenly drifted away. Doors that were once open slammed shut. Nights felt heavy. Mornings felt empty. And for a long time, he thought God was punishing him, but what he didn't know was that God was redirecting him. One late night, while sitting alone in his room, overwhelmed and exhausted, he whispered into the silence, "God, what do you want from me?" And right then, without a sound, without a sign, the answer came like a warm wave over his heart. "I am preparing you." Those words changed everything. His vision shifted. His energy changed. His spirit awakened. Within weeks, opportunities he never imagined appeared out of nowhere. People who were meant to be part of his destiny entered his life effortlessly, and every closed door suddenly made sense. God wasn't rejecting him. God was protecting him. He wasn't losing. He was being positioned. He wasn't abandoned. He was being aligned. Chosen one, the same is happening to you. If you've been feeling misunderstood, it's because you're evolving. If you've been feeling tired, it's because God is stretching you. If you've been feeling isolated, it's because God is elevating you. If you've been feeling a sudden urgency to change your habits, your circle, your mindset, it's because God is preparing you for something massive. Your spirit feels the shift, before your life sees the evidence. Your heart knows the direction before your feet walk the path, and your soul recognizes the change before your mind understands it. God is speaking directly. Do not fear what is leaving your life. Fear missing what I am bringing. You are stepping into a season where your blessings will no longer be delayed. Your purpose will no longer be hidden. Your voice will no longer be silenced. You will rise, not by your power, but by God's. The divine shift is unstoppable. Now take a deep breath. Feel that? That's peace returning to you. That's clarity settling in. That's God reassuring your spirit. I am with you. I am guiding you. I am preparing you. You are not watching this video by accident. You are not hearing these words by chance. God orchestrated this moment because He needed you to know you're not alone, you're not forgotten, and you're not finished. The massive change that's coming is going to elevate you, strengthen you, and reveal your true calling. So stay faithful, stay expectant, stay aligned. Your breakthrough is closer than it feels, and when it arrives, it won't just change your situation, it will change your life. God hasn't forgotten you. God hasn't overlooked you. God is speaking directly to you, chosen one, and the shift has already begun.
Chosen one, let your heart stay open as we continue, because what God is releasing into your spirit right now is not just comfort, it's direction, it's clarity, it's confirmation. You've walked through seasons where you questioned your worth, your purpose, and even your identity, but God is saying, I am restoring everything the enemy tried to steal from you. There were moments when you felt like you couldn't go any further. Moments when the weight on your shoulders felt heavier than your strength. Moments when the silence was so loud that you wondered if God had forgotten you. But the truth is this: God was closest to you in the moments you thought He was the farthest. He saw every tear you cried quietly. He heard every unspoken prayer you whispered in exhaustion. He felt every battle you fought internally, and He kept you, even when you didn't have the strength to keep yourself. You survived things that were meant to break you. You overcame storms that others don't even know you weathered. You kept going when your mind was tired and your soul was worn out. That is the mark of someone chosen, someone who carries resilience born from divine strength, not human understanding. You didn't endure all of that for nothing. You endured because you were being prepared for something extraordinary. This next season of your life will make sense of every painful detour, every unexpected ending, every delay that made you feel left behind. The reason it hurts so much is because the calling on your life is so deep, so intense, so purposeful, that the enemy fought you harder than most. But God says what was meant to defeat you will become the testimony that elevates you. You're not stepping into an average chapter. You're stepping into a divine turning point, the kind of change that shifts atmospheres, breaks generational patterns, and establishes blessings for years to come. Some people were removed from your life because their spirit couldn't go where your purpose is leading you. Some blessings were delayed because your character needed to be strengthened first. Some opportunities were withheld because God was aligning you with something greater. He wasn't denying you. He was preparing you. And now that preparation is reaching its fulfillment. You're stepping into a season where the doors God opens for you will not just be big, they will be undeniable. They will be supernatural. They will be woven together so perfectly that you will look back and say, only God could have done this. So breathe, chosen one. Release the tension in your spirit. Things are not falling apart, they're shifting. Your life isn't stuck, it's being realigned. Your story isn't ending, it's being rewritten by the one who writes miracles into ordinary lives. Stay alert, stay anchored in faith, stay open to God's guidance, because the massive change coming your way is not meant to intimidate you, it's meant to transform you. God isn't just speaking to you, He is preparing to move you. And when He moves, nothing, absolutely nothing can stand in the way. Chosen one, take another breath and let your spirit expand, because what comes next is something your soul has been waiting to hear for a long time. You might not realize it, but heaven has been orchestrating a quiet rebuild within you, reshaping your strength, sharpening your discernment, and reigniting the fire inside you that life tried so hard to extinguish. God has been doing construction work on your identity, stripping away the lies spoken over you, removing the doubt that tried to settle in your heart, and replacing it with true confidence and divine boldness. Some of the loneliness you felt wasn't a curse, it was God pulling you away from noise so He could speak more clearly. Some of the disappointments weren't failures, they were divine interventions designed to redirect your path before you attached yourself to the wrong destiny. You are not behind, you are not late, you are right on time, aligned with a divine schedule that moves slower, deeper, and more intentional than the world around you. And that is why the change coming into your life is going to be massive. It's going to break patterns, open doors, and introduce opportunities you couldn't have imagined even if you tried. You may have been feeling this strange mix of urgency and anticipation lately, like something big is about to happen, but you can't quite explain what or how. That's because your spirit knows before your life shows. God whispers to your soul long before He reveals it in your reality. That tug in your heart, that pull towards something greater, that sudden burst of desire to become a better version of yourself, that is the Holy Spirit stirring the calling inside you. When you are chosen, you are awakened before you are elevated. You feel the shaking before the shifting. You sense the growth before you see the fruit. And right now, heaven is aligning everything connected to your purpose. Angels are being assigned, doors are being constructed, pathways are being cleared. The contractions of your spiritual labor are increasing because your breakthrough is close. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, moments when the weight of the unknown feels overwhelming, moments when the enemy whispers that you are unqualified or forgotten. But chosen one, remember this: God never gives a calling to someone He hasn't already equipped. Every hardship taught you something. Every heartbreak strengthened something. Every delay built something inside of you that you will soon need. You learned resilience in the struggle. You learned compassion through your pain. You learned wisdom through your mistakes. You learned patience through your waiting. You learned faith through your trials. Nothing was wasted. Absolutely nothing. And when God brings you into this next season, you will walk with a level of confidence that does not come from ego. It comes from knowing who walks with you. People will look at your blessings and call them sudden, but you will know they were years in the making. People will call it luck, but you will know it was God's plan. People will say you changed, but you will know you evolved. They will see the glory, only you will understand the story. They will see the success, only you will understand the sacrifice. A massive change is coming, not because you chased it, but because you became the person who is ready to carry it. You didn't give up when it was easier to quit. You didn't turn bitter when you had every reason to do so. You didn't stop believing even when the answers were nowhere in sight. That is why heaven is honoring you. That is why the shift is happening. That is why God is speaking so directly to your soul right now. The next chapter of your life will be bigger than your fears, brighter than your past, and more aligned with your purpose than anything you've ever lived before. So stay steady, stay open, stay expectant. God is not done speaking, and your breakthrough is not done forming. Chosen one, stay right here in this moment, because what God is unfolding in your spirit isn't just encouragement, it's activation. You are stepping into a realm of clarity, awareness, and divine understanding that very few people ever experience. And the reason you're experiencing it now is because God has decided it is time. Time for you to rise. Time for you to see. Time for you to walk in the fullness of who you truly are. You've lived through seasons where you had no explanation for the pain you carried, no clarity for the battles you faced, and no understanding of why life seemed harder for you than for others. But chosen ones walk unique paths. They fight unseen wars. They carry invisible responsibilities. They feel spiritual shifts before the world around them ever changes. And while others live on the surface, you live in depth, feeling things more deeply, sensing things more intensely, and growing in ways that most people overlook. This depth is not a burden. It's a gift. It's the mark of someone called to a higher purpose, a greater mission, a divine assignment that requires resilience, sensitivity, and spiritual awareness.
process. You've been prepared in silence. You've been trained in seasons of isolation. You've been made stronger by things that once tried to tear you down. You didn't just survive. You transformed. You didn't just endure. You elevated. You didn't just learn. You awakened. And God is saying, now you are ready for what I've been preparing. The massive change headed your way isn't coming randomly. It's coming because you've been spiritually positioned for it. And although it may feel overwhelming at times, your soul recognizes the truth. This is the moment everything starts shifting in your favor. Think back to every moment you wanted to quit. Those long, heavy nights when your heart ached and your mind was exhausted. You were fighting battles no one else could see. You were carrying burdens you didn't feel comfortable sharing. You were lifting yourself up in silence, whispering prayers that felt like they were disappearing into the air. But God heard every one of them. Not a single tear, not a single plea, not a single moment of weakness went unnoticed. Heaven keeps records of every silent struggle because the reward for the chosen is always greater than the attack. You didn't realize it at the time, but each struggle was shaping you. Each challenge was chiseling away the parts of you that couldn't go into the next season. Each heartbreak was making room for more strength, more compassion, more purpose. You were being refined like gold, pressed, stretched, purified, and prepared. And now the pressure is turning into purpose. The pain is turning into power. The confusion is turning into clarity. God didn't let you walk through the fire to leave you burned. He let you walk through it to make you unstoppable. There are blessings coming toward you right now that will feel unbelievable, not because they're too big, but because they match the level of growth you've achieved through endurance. There are divine connections being aligned for you that will feel like destiny. There are opportunities opening up that you're finally spiritually mature enough to handle. You are stepping into a season where the things that once drained you will no longer have access to you, where the people who underestimated you will witness your rise, where the doors that were closed will swing wide open, where the peace you prayed for will become your default state. You are entering a chapter where God will show you exactly why He made you wait, why He made you grow, and why He made you strong. Everything is about to make sense. Chosen one, your story is not one of defeat. It is one of divine design. God has been shaping you for impact. Heaven has been training you for influence. Your spirit has been awakening for purpose. And the massive change you feel approaching is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. You were born for this shift. You were prepared for this moment. You were chosen for this calling.
Chosen one, before we continue, slow down your breathing for a moment and allow your spirit to absorb what is being spoken into your life right now. Because as we move deeper into this message, something inside you is awakening, stretching, rising, something that has been waiting for permission to come alive again. You've gone through long seasons where you felt spiritually muted, emotionally drained, and mentally overwhelmed. But right now, you can feel a spark returning. That spark is not random. It's the ignition of your next chapter. God is reigniting parts of you that you thought were gone, forgotten, or permanently dimmed. He's restoring your vision, renewing your faith, and reviving your purpose. And even though you may not see the full picture yet, you can sense that something divine is growing beneath the surface of your life. You've been walking through a wilderness season for a while, feeling like you were wandering without direction, praying without answers, and hoping without evidence. But the wilderness is not punishment, it is preparation. It's where God strips away distractions so you can hear Him clearly. It's where He removes the wrong voices so He can strengthen the sound of His own. It's where He detoxes your spirit from what was holding you back so He can elevate you into what will lift you forward. Every chosen one experiences the wilderness before the promised land. Moses did. David did. Elijah did. Even Jesus Himself did. So if you felt alone, unseen, misunderstood, or separated, it means you are in good company. You are walking the same path walked by those who carry destiny in their veins. And here is something God needs you to understand deeply. What you lost was never the end. What you walked away from was never meant to define you. What you released was making space for something greater. You may have been heartbroken, but you were not destroyed. You may have been delayed,
but you were not denied. You may have been shaken, but you were not defeated. God preserved you. He protected your mind when the enemy tried to overwhelm it. He protected your heart when people mishandled it. He protected your spirit when situations tried to break it. You are still here, not by luck, not by coincidence, but because God Himself kept His hand over you. There's a reason why certain doors didn't open when you desperately wanted them to. There's a reason certain relationships fell apart even when you prayed they would last. There's a reason why opportunities slipped away right when you thought they were guaranteed. God was not watching you lose. He was watching you be redirected. He knew those things would have limited you, distracted you, or wounded you in ways that would have delayed your calling. So He removed them, not to punish you, but to protect you, not to hurt you, but to grow you, not to reject you, but to position you for something far more aligned with who you are becoming. And now, you're standing at the edge of a divine shift. You may not recognize it fully yet, but you can feel it. Something in you is preparing to rise. Your spirit is gathering strength. Your heart is regaining confidence. Your mind is clearing. Your intuition is sharpening. You're not the same person you were even a few months ago. The pain changed you. The lessons molded you. The battles taught you. The waiting matured you. And God has been watching all of it, making sure you grew but didn't break, stretched but didn't collapse, transformed but didn't lose yourself. Chosen one, listen closely. The massive change coming into your life will not be subtle. It will not be small. It will not be quiet. It will be undeniable. You will step into rooms you once only dreamed of. You will attract opportunities that once felt impossible. You will meet people who recognize your value immediately. You will walk through doors that were built specifically for you, not for who you were, but for who you are becoming. And the most beautiful part, you will enter this new season with a level of peace that nothing and no one can shake. You're rising, not because of external circumstances, but because God is lifting you. You're shifting, not because you forced change, but because heaven ordained it. You're evolving, not because you wanted to escape your past, but because your future is calling you louder than your fear. This is not just another chapter. This is the becoming. This is the unveiling. This is the emergence of the version of you that God always knew you were capable of being.
Chosen one, stay with me, because what God is releasing into your spirit right now is more than comfort. This is revelation, alignment, and elevation happening all at once. You may not realize it yet, but your entire inner world is shifting. Your thoughts, your desires, your habits, your boundaries, everything is being recalibrated to match the destiny God has prepared for you. And even if life around you still looks the same, you are not the same. Something inside you has awakened, something powerful, something ancient, something divine, something that was placed in you long before you were born. You are stepping into the identity heaven wrote for you, not the identity life tried to force onto you. And that is why the shaking in your life has increased. When God elevates someone, He first removes everything that cannot survive the altitude. People fall away. Mindsets fall away. Fears fall away. Environments fall away. You've been losing things, not because you're being punished, but because you're being purified. God is making room for the blessings that require a stronger, wiser, more spiritually grounded version of you. There's a reason you felt emotionally sensitive lately. A reason your dreams feel more vivid. A reason the same old cycles suddenly irritate you. A reason you no longer have patience for the things that drain your energy. This is called spiritual maturity, and it's happening fast. You're outgrowing what once fit you. You're rising out of the version of yourself that people became comfortable with. That's why some relationships feel misaligned. That's why conversations feel shallow. That's why certain environments feel suffocating. You are shifting spiritually, and your physical world is struggling to keep up. But don't fear that feeling. Lean into it. It's the holy discomfort that comes right before transformation. God is stretching you so that you can expand. He's pushing you so that you can break through. He's calling you higher because your purpose requires altitude. Do you feel that little stirring inside you? That silent knowing? That sense that something big is approaching, even if you can't prove move it yet? That's not anxiety. That's prophecy. Your spirit recognizes the season. Even when your mind doesn't understand it yet, you're sensing your breakthrough before it manifests. You're feeling the shift before you see the evidence. Your soul is responding to what God is building behind the scenes. And even though the enemy has tried to confuse you, discourage you, or convince you that nothing is changing, your spirit knows the truth. Everything is changing. Chosen one, listen carefully. The attacks increased right before this moment because the enemy saw the shift coming before you did. He tried to drain your strength because he knew you were about to step into a season where strength is your weapon. He tried to cloud your mind because he knew clarity was coming. He tried to isolate you because he knew God was about to surround you with divine connections. The pressure wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to reveal you. Diamonds are not revealed under comfort. They are revealed under pressure. And you, chosen one, have been under divine pressure. But now comes the revealing. God is preparing to show you why he made you wait, why he made you grow, why he protected you from things you thought you wanted. The massive change coming into your life is going to realign your purpose, your path, and your identity. Doors you thought were closed forever will open effortlessly. Opportunities you once begged for will now pursue you. The peace you longed for will become a natural part of your daily life. You are stepping into a season where blessings will not feel like surprises. They will feel like confirmation. You're not just entering a new chapter. You're entering a new dimension of purpose, clarity, strength, and spiritual authority. The version of you emerging now is bolder, wiser, calmer, more focused, and more aligned with God's voice than ever before. You are evolving into the person heaven needs for the mission ahead. Chosen one, your time is not coming. Your time is here. Chosen one, lean in even closer now, because what God is awakening within you in this moment is not just encouragement, it is transformation. This is the part of your journey where things begin to accelerate, where spiritual truths settle into your heart with a force so strong you can feel them in your bones. You are not the same person who started this journey. You have grown through storms that would have broken someone else. You have endured battles that were meant to silence you. You have walked through seasons of darkness and still protected the little flame of hope inside your heart. That is why God is saying, now is the time. Now is the shift. Now is the unveiling. You're entering a chapter where your spirit is finally catching up to the magnitude of the calling that has been on your life since birth. And even if you still feel unsure or unqualified, heaven disagrees. God sees the strength you developed without applause. He sees the wisdom you gained through heartbreak. He sees the compassion you learned through suffering. He sees the courage you built through disappointment. You are more prepared than you realize. There is a divine reason you've been feeling this inner pull, this subtle yet powerful urge to change, evolve, elevate. It's not just personal growth, it's spiritual migration. Your soul is outgrowing old cycles. Your spirit is rising out of old limits. Your purpose is expanding beyond your comfort zone. And though this season may feel unfamiliar, that unfamiliarity is proof that you are entering new territory, territory your old self could never occupy. God isn't asking you to go back. He isn't asking you to shrink. He isn't asking you to stay where you've been. He is calling you higher, and your entire being is responding, even if you don't fully understand it yet. You've probably noticed how your tolerance for negativity has disappeared, how drama feels repulsive, how meaningless conversations drain you instantly, how certain people's energy feels heavier than it used to, how your intuition is sharpened to the point where you can feel someone's intentions before they even speak. This is spiritual elevation. God is pruning your environment to prepare you for what's coming. You can't afford to carry old weight into this new season. That's why certain people fell away. That's why certain connections suddenly felt wrong. That's why old habits became uncomfortable. You are not losing anything. You are shedding everything that cannot breathe in the atmosphere God is taking you into. And chosen one, there is something important you need to hear. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are right on schedule. aligned with a divine timeline that moves differently than the world's. While others rushed ahead, God slowed you down, not to punish you, but to protect your destiny. There were things He needed to teach you in the quiet, strength He needed to build in the dark, wisdom He needed to carve through experience. You didn't miss your opportunity. Your opportunity is being refined until it perfectly matches who you're becoming. The massive change you feel approaching is not just external, it's internal. God is changing your posture, your confidence, your perception, your spiritual authority. You are beginning to see yourself the way heaven sees you. Not broken, not inadequate, not uncertain, but powerful, chosen, equipped, anointed, and destined. You are stepping into a version of yourself that no longer seeks validation, no longer fears rejection, no longer tolerates disrespect, and no longer doubts the voice of God within you. This clarity, this strength, this spiritual maturity, it is the beginning of your transformation. And make no mistake, the blessings coming your way are not small, not subtle, not quiet. They are life-changing. They are destiny-shaping. They are spiritually assigned. You will look back on this season and say, that was the moment everything began to shift. God is preparing to lift you in ways that will shock even you. He will open doors you never knew existed. He will send connections that feel like divine appointments. He will align opportunities that fit you so perfectly, it will be undeniable that His hand orchestrated them. You are stepping into a season where your life will begin to reflect the strength of your spirit, where peace will become your normal, where blessings will flow without force, where clarity will replace confusion, where purpose will replace fear. You are rising, chosen one, not slowly, but powerfully.